Welcome to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 2 clash from TIO Stadium here in Darwin on Waratah country. This afternoon's coverage, we will play host to Tiwi versus Waratah. My name is Paul Maher, and with me today is Will Zwar. How excited are you for the Round 2 battle today, Will?
Oh, really excited. It's going to be an absolute cracker, this one. I think you've got two teams who are fighting to not go 0-2. Both teams lost last week, as we know. For the Tiwi Bombers, it was a 13-point loss to the Nightcliff Tigers, and for Waratah, some would call it a bit of an upset against Pint, but you look a bit deep into team sheets, and it was quite a young side. They've got 7 changes today, bolstered, and you look at the two big names there, by Jaden Magro and Dan O'Dwyer. So, yeah, they're sort of full forward and full back posting completely different this week. That'll bring them on the mend, but I think Tiwi's side just looks a little bit more consistent, just the 3 changes there.
Yes, they're always big talking points, Tiwi, about who they're going to have playing for them and what they're going to do. Very exciting to watch the Tiwi boys come over. But they've still got the Cantilla boys and the consistency of Ashton Hams. But it's the Lower Check brothers that have come in, the Central Districts boys that have come in that showed some form last week with massive possessions. So they'll be interesting to watch. Sam Darley, always very consistent about how he goes about things. And Tanner Blackley-Nody is the big defender that has always puts his stamp on the game about how they're going to go about it. On the other hand, the Tars, Jaden Magro, proven goal kicker, he's going to be good for them. Comes back into the team. They're a very looks like they're a very young, inexperienced. Maybe they came in last year to finish 5th. But that's a program that Rick Dolan's got going. The conversation that I had with him probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago, they're in front of where they were last year in what their campaign is going to become and how they're going to go about things. So if anybody knows, Rick Dolan knows, game's on.
Blackley-Nody, he's moved up into the ruck early here. He couldn't get the ruck tapped down against Jorgensen, who's gotten the first one down for Waratah. We'll have another restart at that one. Nil draw off hands there. Looked like both sort of got to it. Zeus gets a handball through, and then Waratah move it quickly early into their forward line, or very high half forward. Kenny got it off to Zeus again, getting around it early. Pushes it into the pocket. Magro going to try and get onto it here early. Oh, he shrugs one. Oh. Goes back inboard. I think he maybe slipped as he kicked that one off. Darley will get a handball out, firing away. Now a handball comes out to the runner. And it's there with Anzac Lakoviak on half-back. Looking for a target inboard. Falling into his back there was Foster Gardner. And we'll have the ball up on the forward flank. Blackley-Nody in front position there. Used his body well there. Carlin on the ground now without the ball. Blackley-Nody, that handball almost went straight up in the air as he hit the deck. And then Thompson gets boot to ball, works it forward. Or good hands there. No, fell out of the hands of Roberts. And then safe hands on the half-forward line from Ankara. He rolls around now. Kicks, that's a very good-looking kick, trying to wheel it back across the face of goals. Is that a mark taken? I think it might be.
Gone through for a point.
No, yes, 3 for a point. So just sort of juggled it through. Thought he went for a little clutch there. Jack Steele with the headband there. Looks a little bit like Aaron Norton or something in that forward line for the Tiwi Bombers. Zeus now finds it again on half-back. 3rd time already inside 2 minutes. His name's been called. Bullet-like pass. He finds, I think that might have been Turnbull, looking down for the big fella there in Kenner. Withers also lurking. Taps it forward. Carlin now goes to the runner in Drayton. He goes to the hot spot. Very well weighted kick. Almost had his hand held there. Was Max Marnie. Now comes back to Nash. Handball inboard. Magro gets around another. Bullets it towards goal. Loves it straight off the boot. How's that for his return to top end footy? Had a year off last year, I think, and nearly won the goal kicking in the years before that. He's a dominant force up here. If you think back to his first game at Gardens Oval, Paul, I think he kicked 5 goals in the territory debut, which is pretty handy.
It was. I think he might have he wasn't far behind the champ in the leading goal kick in that year. I think he might have actually kicked 50. So handy inclusion. They needed some goal scoring capabilities, the Tars, and be it a small forward, but he's taken on that key role since he's standing in the goal square now. But very good work there. Up for Big Ken, took a couple of big grabs there. And their defensive structure worked out all right. And Will, you've already called Zeus a couple of times. Smoky already, they're telling us, for the Nichols medal. And that's, I've probably got it a little bit early there, but watch this space.
Ball up in the middle of the ground. Tiwi just sort of work it forward through some pressure. Lakoviak on the ground. Now taken through from Turnbull. Good to see him back up. Another one who's had a year off. Playing down south. Now Zeus will take a bounce on the wing. Just pushed it into the forward line. Very open down there. Comes off hands. Mark not taken there. Oh, it was paid in the end by Brown, who'll go back and have an opportunity. I thought hands might have gotten to it first there by Nash. Umpire didn't see it that way. And now Black Ninoda can turn and go. Bright red boots inside the forward 50. Nice. He goes very good pass here with Nigel Lockyer. He pushes it out there to steal. Good hands. He'll go back and line up.
He's been a good inclusion, Nigel Lockyer. Played on and off as a flying for St Mary's over a period of time. Blighty's trained at North Adelaide. I think he just played 50 games last year for North Adelaide. And they've, Tiwi have been able to snatch him out from underneath Chopper's clutches. And he's been a good inclusion for them as a inside mid.
Premiership Rover with Rovers in Central Australia as well. Very handy inclusion, but it's all about Jack Steele here, and looked pretty powerful behind it, but just off target there. So again, another behind on the board. They trail by 4 points early here at TIO Stadium.
Not sure about the headband, Will, but anyway.
Not my shtick, but he can do what he likes if he's kicking goals. As they come up half back now, looking down the line again for Kenner, the target at high half forward. Hams running back through traffic, got a handball out. And now with Cam McKenzie, no, inside they go looking for Lockyer again. So he's going to be the focal point.
Nice work.
Going into the forward line. Here comes Kim Cantilla. Didn't trouble the scorers last week, but that one he loves, and he gets his first for the season. And the Bombers are on the board.
He's been busy early too. Cantilla had an entry inside 50 earlier in the quarter. But that's Nigel Lockyer, 2 goal assists already so far this quarter. So they've been really good. Their defensive structure across back there was very good as well, with Darley and Ashton Hams being able to turn that ball over from a Waratah's attack. So didn't let the ball inside 50. And Nigel Lockyer may well be the one to look after in the middle of the ground if I was a Waratah's coach. Yeah,
very handy play, Lockyer. He can sort of do it all. I don't know if he's played a lot of defence, but I wouldn't be too pleased if I was a forward and he came up and lined up next to me.
Yeah, he's very agile. He's had some injury problems over the last couple of years as well, but managed to hold his spot with North Adelaide in the last year.
Lakoviak gets boot to ball, goes out wide. Actually, good pace on it there.
Wow.
From Blackney to the ruck, doing it at ground level as well. Jorgensen gets through, handball back from Villas, and now Waratah go inside the forward 50.
Nice work.
Very well weighted there. Joel Stevens taking the mark. And just great body positioning there from him.
Just a little nudge, just enough to put him off.
Plays on, snaps on goal.
Oh, it's horrible.
Should have gone back and taken the shot. Going through the motions, Paul.
Yeah, no, that's horrible. You can't go. You're 30 metres out. You've got to put that. That's got to go on the board. So we spoke about earlier in the women's game that they were horrible in front of goal, Tiwi, and it cost them because they only lost by a goal. So we don't want to be looking at the scoreboard in a 2 hours' time, Will, to find out that this game has gone down by less than a goal.
Kicked 2 behinds last week as well to go with his 1 goal, so maybe just needs to go back and have a bit of a settle, Joel Stevens. There's big, I think that might have been Will Madden there in the back line. Blackner
He's all over the place.
Into the middle, he goes. Oh, I think that's been marked, but Francis Tipping-Woody played on. The Bombers going inside 50 again. Lockyer picks it up without having to break stride. Handball was errant, so he'll go and chase up his work. Tars get it out of the back line now. Handball away. And they'll turn and go. They find shad forth by himself in the middle of the ground. Carlin run down. That's got to be holding the ball. The Bombers have a few loose on this near side. They'll go to Willie Munkara. He'll turn and go, you'd think. No, instead he'll just poke it over the top. Just got a little bit off the leash there for this. Pojimi from 60, he goes into a lead. Oh, that's very good lead there. He couldn't take the mark though. Anthony Munkara, he'll chase up for a tackle. Pushes it out wide. Kenner couldn't take it and it bounces over the boundary line.
Good pressure there from Tars. Big forward pressure, the ball coming in. So defensive pressure, sorry. Tiwi looking dangerous already. Blackley Noda looks like he might have spent the last 6 months in the gym. He's trimmed down, but he's got some power as well. He's running down smaller players.
Cantilla tries to shrug one, ball hits the deck. Umpire pings in for holding.
A bit of pace on it this game already, Will.
Yeah, relatively good conditions. There was a bit of rain earlier today. I don't think enough to make the deck too wet. It would be very hot out there though. Bit of steam coming off the ground, but yes, a lot of pace in this game early. Silver, he takes the mark on half back, pushes it out wide to the runner. Oh, falling over there was Jaden Brooks. They'll make it work. Silver gets a handball out to the run of Carlin now.
Nice work. Top
of 50. He's gone for home. Oh. Needed a Angus Monfries-like bounce and he didn't get it there.
Curtly Silver, young bloke from Nooka.
Hams to do the kicking out for Tiwi. He's been a key part of the backline for a number of years, not just for the Tiwi Bombers, but in various teams across the NTFL. Banks Premiership player here at Palmerston too. And a couple of stints at the Bombers. Now running through there, Lukoviak. Oh, got lucky to get away there. Thought he was going to get stripped of it. Got it off to the run of Francis Tippingwood, and the umpire's pinged him for a run too far.
Travel.
Tars will take the advantage pretty quickly. Carlin now from a long way goes to the hot spot instead. He's got two to beat, comes off hands. Maybe should have gone for the mark as Kenner runs onto it. Snaps towards goal, well wide. Claiming he was pushed. Umpire doesn't buy it.
Wasted opportunity here for Tars on a couple of occasions. Carlin running into goal, and then that opportunity there. Kenner probably should have fed that one off. They're looking dangerous though, aren't they?
Yeah, much more, I guess, alert and ready for action this week compared to last week. We did mention 7 changes coming into the lineup today. Foster Gardner, Dan O'Dwyer, Jaden Magro, Mitch Jorgensen, Harry and Max Marnie, and Jaden Brooks.
Good homework there, Will.
Just a little bit of research in my time off ball.
Good work.
Now down the line they go. Oh, Silver flew from the side. A bit ambitious, and I think he's given away a free kick there. So...
Not if you ask him, he'll tell you he can do that all day, every day.
Black and United will have a free kick just behind the wing. Tiwi themselves 3 changes this week with Will Madden, Norman Tipalura and Dwayne Kirinoa coming in for Nathaniel Cooper, Jake Twycross and Akwatimi. Looking for Steele on half forward. Good set of hands. Still yet to be convinced by his kicking. That is a good kick though. Well weighted into the pocket, and Willie Munkara is within range.
Ex-Waratah. How does he find himself in open space, Will? That's the question you've got to ask your Waratah defence. And it seemed like he was out there for an eon as well. Steele had plenty of time to collect his thoughts and just slide that right footer out to the... he's on the logo, the 50-metre logo. He's probably going to kick from 42. Bit lazy. But that's how it's going to work for him.
Umpire doesn't move.
So that's a good turnover there for Tiwi, as the ball was in Waratah's forward line and they had an opportunity to kick a goal, but slingshotted back out again. And the Cantilla boys were able to get the ball forward, and a great centre-half big forward mark there from Steele. And then Anthony Munkara standing out there by himself. It's Tiwi now kicked 2 goals.
So 2 goals, 2-14, and a 5-point lead they've got over Waratah as we hit the 12.5-minute mark of this quarter.
So, interesting game. Both sides trying to find their feet, work out where they're at.
Waratah get the clearance here, go to half forward. Hems fell over Carlin, or almost taken high. He was taken high. He maybe thinks he's in range here. He's going to load up again and go for it. Maybe should have gone for the top spot because that one is again wide. I think the captain of the club, you need to be going for the team play, not just launching for glory at every opportunity there. Another missed one for Waratah.
Well, that's the action and the consequence program there, Will, isn't it? He's blazing away. He probably needs to eyes down. He's got a key forward in there now, and he's got some big, tall timber down there as well that they should be feeding.
Yeah, a couple of big boys down there who are more than capable.
Oh, here we go.
Could be an opportunity here for Magro. Gets around one, handballs it back. Now the kick will be popped over the top.
No good.
A little bit too much weight on it, and Mark easily taken there by Carlson Cantilla. Goes back to Madden. They're looking to switch and push down that far side, though. There's not a hell of a lot down there for Mihail Lukoviak to put it to, so he goes to grass, now running in. This could be dangerous for them. Just inside the paint of 50, that one's skied. He'll have to work for it pretty hard there. Foster Gardner, I think it might have been, but in the end it was just punched over the boundary line.
It's blazing away again there. There's no pressure on them either, Will. Is that Waratahs are sort of coming in there. They just need to eyes down, have a bit of a look. They've got plenty of time. And as we spoke about earlier, is that you don't want the scoreboard at the end of the day to be in the less than 6 point program, because opportunities like that is what's going to cost you the game.
Yeah, Waratah been good early, but 1 goal for, probably not reflective of their efforts so far. I think just on top in the contest. But Tiwi hold the lead, and they'll try and get it out here. Oh, attacking the footy there. That was Gardner that time, but he couldn't take it. And now Tiwi have runners. Body contact there has come from Kirinoa. And there's a big, strong tackle there just in front of the Waratah interchange bench. Cody Zoost with it a long way out. Been quite the last couple of minutes, Paul.
Yeah, I'll put the moz on him, I think. had a medal around his neck not long ago.
He'll go inside 50 here. Not a bad kick. It's come off hands. Thought Waratah were maybe going to try and pick it up and have a ping, but instead Darley gets it over the top to Thompson, and the Bombers get it somewhat out of danger. Blackney Noda has to time his jump here and then take him to the ground. Zeus gets a handball out. Withers over the top. Handball back through. Can't find a target. Villas. Handball over the top now. Out finally to Carlin. Can he have a shot with his third? Shadforth. He finally has a snap on goal, and the double punch from Ashton Hams, if you don't mind. Could have been a mark, but he's gone for the 1%er instead.
No, he wanted to get the kick out. It's a double stat then.
There we go.
Cody Zoost had some time at night that back in 2024 was on Port Adelaide Sandful's list, as well as coming out of the Rambler League, which is the River Murray. So, had some experience in the Port Adelaide program, Sandful player. So they've got a good pick up there, Tars.
Pushing it down the line now. Lukoviak plays on inside 50. It's very open down there. Steele running back with the flight. Didn't have any danger coming the other way, but just had to judge his run. And that's a good kick again. Oh, just bounced off the hands there of Brendan Cantilla. Rolls around. Oh, almost destroyed as he got rid of it. Ball at the top of the goal squared out. Cantilla's still down on the ground now. Ball still in play. It'll be kicked out, and Waratah have runners. Zeus will take it and give it off on the hands, and they're coming down this near side now. Down the line looking for Villas again. Gee, very strong and heavy at the ball here. Now, Brooks, he's also trying to get involved, but Tiwi on the turnover. Or big strong bump there, and it'll work out now for Justin Purintatameri. He finds a target all by himself inside 50.
But 3 Tiwi guys, and here we go. They're playing with it now. There was 3 Tiwi forwards or wingers that had rolled down the ground, so they're running quite well. And with the turnover like that, they were able to get on the right side of the footy, and now they're having a shot from inside 50. It's probably going to kick from about 45 in front of the shed, the Wanderers shed.
So this to extend the lead out to 9 points.
That's a goal.
Loves it.
That's great work. So they've been able to create extra players out there on that far side, but it's the turnover that cost Waratahs. Then that they had the footy, they turned the ball over, so the defensive structure from Tiwi putting a lot of pressure on, which turned the ball over, and then they just ran loose. Then Tiwi against the Tars defence, which were caught on the wrong side of the footy. So 3-2-20.
Willie Munkara has a pair of goals already.
1-5-11, and of all people to be spare, Munkara is probably not one of the ones that you want to leave out there.
Do have a very dynamic, always sort of have had a dynamic forward line, the Tiwi Bombers. So it's just a matter of if there's enough supply coming in. Waratah now looking down. Zeus in the forward pocket takes a mark. Pretty regulation take there. About 35 metres out on a relatively tight angle, but someone of his resume, you'd think, Paul, could be bread and butter.
Yeah, the green boots. He's had plenty of touches so far, and he's found himself in a good clearance too, and then for him to run onto that, put himself into space, giving himself every opportunity from about 40 metres.
He likes it.
He does, as do the Tars faithful. So a very quick reply there for Waratahs after Tiwi had scored.
Yeah, 3 goals in a row Tiwi got, so good to break the spell there and reduce the margin to 3 points. Close to 20 minutes gone in this first quarter. And the way that they did it too, with winning that clearance out of the centre, they've just had a goal kicked on them. It's like, okay, we need to leave that one behind. We need to get back on the bike and do what we're here to do. They win the clearance and they get an uncontested or a contested mark inside 50 like that, and then kick the goal. So great reply. That'll keep Rick and the boys happy. In the middle of the ground now, and punch forward. Lockyer doing a bit of ruck work there now, filling in for Blackney Noda. Must be on the bench. Pushing it out to the wing. Thompson gets a handball out. He might have to follow it up himself. Handball over the top, not sure if that was the move there. Thompson running through. Silva puts his body in check. And then Turnbull, a bit quiet compared to what you would have thought. Barrels it through, can't find a target, and Tiwi again on the rebound. It's probably a little bit where Waratah have fallen apart, is that sort of forward half entry. They're getting plenty of it out of the middle and off half back, but finding targets forward of centre has been a bit of an issue. As Darley takes a mark, he'll give it over the top to the run now of Dwayne Kiranoa, one of the inclusions today. Oh, little didn't have enough on it, trying to be too cute there. Ball goes beyond Villas. Now to Gardner, and Waratah out the back, looking for a one-on-one. Hams, back with the flight, if you don't mind, got touch to it. Now here comes Lockie Nash trying to make something of it. He tumbles over, so too does Madden, and shoves Madden down on the ground. Ball spills out over the boundary line. Great effort there from Hams, running with the flight of the ball. Was managed to get a fist on it without impeding Magro, so it was a 2-on-1 contest. So once again, Waratahs tend to be bombing it in there to an out of favour forward program that is under the pump. Here comes Shadforth, or thought he was maybe going to get one straight off the hands. Here comes Zeus, though, if you don't mind. Rolls round out on the full. Opportunist. Already got one today, Cody Zeus. They probably need to hold on to it a little bit longer. They're forward thrust in, although they're inside 50s, and they've had a lot of inside 50s this quarter, but they're just not making the most of their opportunities to score. Kicking it long down the line there. Oh, decent fly, if you don't mind, from Cam McKenzie. Dancing around it and trying to get through there was Harvey Roberts, rather. But Tiwi get it on the flip, or maybe a bit slow with the handball. Handball comes through. Over the top, tapped down there by Brooks, trying to find a teammate. Brooks will have to follow up. And great tackle there from Francis Tippingwoody just to hold it up. So repeat stoppages here now. They managed Tiwi managed to get it out of their defensive 50, but Tars get a re-entry. And it'll be safe hands in that back line to Cam McKenzie as you're watching AFL and T's coverage of the 25-26 NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. McKenzie, he goes down the line now. Lockyer flew, came off his hands. And now Hams is just in the right spot time and time again, isn't he? He pushes it out looking to Blackney Noda, who has moved to that fullback position, but he can go for a dash on the far side. His bounce wasn't clean. Oh, he gets around one though, if you don't mind. He'll put a Shepherd through there as well if he needs to.
Nice tackle.
Maybe he should have put more as Lukoviak is run down. And it'll be a free kick going to Tars, who are equally keen to move quickly. Carlin can't go for goal this time. Got to go into the pocket looking for Magro. Brown's done really well there. Magro, you could see, was just using his body quite well, and Brown easily could have been sucked in, such as the talent of Magro, but instead he's kept his eyes on the ball and attacked it.
They've got Kenner down there who's got to be 6'2", 6'3", and they've gone out wide, virtually towards the light tower, looking for a small forward. So they've got to be a little bit more direct, Tars, in relation to their inside 50s, because they've nearly tripled Tiwi's inside 50s to kick 2-5 to 3-2. So they've got some work to do there, and I reckon that'll be Rick's message to them, is that, you know, we need to get our eyes down and start to look for a white jumper rather than just bomb it in there. So quarter time, 3 goals, 2-20 Tiwi, 2 goals, 5-17 Waratahs. Cantilla's got 1 and Munkara's got 2. And for Tars, it's Magro and Zust. You're watching round 2 NTFL TIO Stadium, TIO NTFL Men's Premier League round 2 clash here at TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. First quarter done, second quarter to follow. We'll be back shortly.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the win, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this team. This is my city, yeah, this is my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up. Bring it back, bring it back.
Top End Footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End Footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 2 clash here at TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. Tiwi versus Waratah with a 3-point lead to the Tiwi Bombers. Will Suarez beside me. Will, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really a game of opportunity today, and Tiwi are taking their opportunities and Waratah not so much. 2 goals, 5, and a lot of those 5 points could have been turned into goals. Scott Cullen, I think he's got at least 2 points from long range where he probably should have sized up and looked for an option inside the forward 50 instead of winding up and going for goal. I'm trying to think about Tiwi's actual forward line presence, and there hasn't been a lot, but they have got the 3 goals from it. So yeah, they're just making the most of their opportunities here. I think that's probably where Waratah can flip the game. If they can start making the most of their possession, then they'll get on top. But otherwise, it's Tiwi's game at the moment.
Eyes down, Will, you reckon when we're moving forward, is that rather than looking at the top of the goalpost, they should be looking towards the top of the square, looking for some forwards, because Tars have got some big players down there. Kenner, they've got Magro back into the team as well, and they've got some players down there with some capabilities to take big marks, but they would just seem to be spraying the back of the goal net there, just looking for whatever score that they could get. Tiwi, on the other hand, they were a bit more meticulous. They had some players that they were actually looking for. Steele has been good. The big forward with the big headband has actually been a bit of a presence. And they've got Mankara and they've got the Cantilla boys who are always dangerous. Second quarter, Will, just about to get underway.
And as you said, Willie Mankara, he's been dangerous. He's kicked 2 of their goals. Jaden Magro has kicked the opening goal of the game as well. Tiwi got into a run of 3 goals in a row in that quarter. But again, it was peppered throughout by Waratah. They just couldn't convert. They go early now inside 50. I had to make Drayton work. Now comes out Kenner. He got to handball away. Nash's handball, that would have been pretty handy if it got onto Shadforth, but just a bit too much speed in the legs there. Wrapped up, and we'll have a free kick inside 50 against Hams. He's not happy with that. Kenner, I think it'll be. No. Jaden Brooks. Just a short one, and he finds Shadforth that time. No, it's Jaden Magro.
It's a tattoo issue, isn't it, I think? They were very quick with that, when they're quick to move the ball, so to get the free kick. And as we spoke about earlier, Magro's proven goal kicker for the Tars, and he's back in this team. And after last week's performance, Tars needed somebody to kick goals, and bringing Magro in has been ideal. I'm not sure if he got the Alfie Langer phone call, but he's here and he's making his presence felt already. Kicking from about 45. It's virtually straight in front.
Wheeling it back.
Oh, it's at the post. Good accuracy. But he's hit it. He's supposed to miss it. It's an opportunity again for Tars. They're bringing us to get the ball inside 50. As I said, is that they nearly doubled their inside 50s in the first quarter, but just didn't make the most of it.
Out now looking for Lakoviak. Good hands. Been very handy inclusion. 2 of them out there today. He finds Anthony Mankara. As we know, a bit of a human highlight reel. I think he had just the 1 year on the Bombers list in the AFL. Finds himself playing for the Bombers up here. And we'll have a boundary throw in.
So stoppage here, grandstand side, half forward flank. The Tiwi end. They're looking dangerous, Tiwi. So they've turned some players over, plus the fact is that the rumours circulating around is that there could be a couple of ex-Port Adelaide players joining them as the season progresses.
Pretty handy inclusion.
Well, Willie Rioli and Jeremy Finlayson as the ball goes forward towards Steele.
And now Waratah through Turnbull will get it out of their defensive 50. Out there, he's found Foster Gardner, who go for a bit of a trot. Oh, he's fumbled the ball, almost handed it back to Mackenzie, and now he has to play defender. Lets him get through. Here comes Lockyer. Started to have a presence late in that first quarter. Here. Oh, they've got plenty of numbers. Well done from O'Dwyer, but Steele, he goes through and he loves that. I think that might be his first here in Bombers colours.
That was massive impact, because Brendan Cantilla was put his wings on and tried to jump over the whole pack, and there were plenty of Tiwi numbers there, but the big fella's probably about 6'4" and probably 120 kegs. He's been at the front and centre and managed to pick it up and get a right foot snap. So Waratah's at one end of the ground. Miss. Goes down to the other end of the ground for a goal. So that's going to cost them.
His second goal for the season, his first today, and extends the lead out now to 8 points. Jack Steele, as I said earlier, a little bit of an Aaron Norton lookalike, isn't he?
Well, he's got the headband.
He's got a bit of the strut and the swagger.
He's a key forward. Not sure about the perm. Does he have the perm?
Not yet. I'm sure he'll find a nice salon up here in the territory at Casuarina on a day off. Inside 50, Waratah go now. Magro, he dances around one. His left leg goes inside that centre corridor. Oh, very cheekily taken there. And I think it might be through Joel Stevens, who missed one in that first quarter, but he just sort of popped up at the right spot there, Paul. And he'd be wanting to make amends for his miss earlier.
Jack Steele from the Railways Football Club, which is in the Goldfields Football League. If anybody knows where that is, quite welcome to send us a message.
It's in the Goldfields, Paul.
Good work, Bill. Ballarat Bendigo area, I'm suggesting.
I'd imagine. As Stevens comes in, he can't find any gold with that kick. Just through 4, yet another behind.
Another wasted opportunity for Tars. They need to be better than this. Their inside 50 count is smashing Tiwis. The only problem is that they're not making any headway.
Hams brings it back into play. Oh, he's crossed goal, but it doesn't matter. He'll be brought 50 metres further up the field. I think Magro's just stepped over the mark there. So Brown just beckoning for a play to come. Umpire tells him to move on as he steps off his line. Steele coming to try and clunk it there. Munkara, he gets boot to ball, kicks it high. Cantilla's got some work to do. He's trying to read it best. Nearly kicked through there by Francis Tipping-Woody, but just through 4 are behind. That would have been something special from the Bombers.
Yeah, opportunities jumping out at Tiwi. They're just not making the most of them.
Zeus getting involved there. I think that one's taken high. Umpire will call it that way too. So the Bombers will go back just under the old scoreboard, looking for a lead. That's a good kick there to Brendan Cantilla. He rolls around now. He pushes it out, looking for Lockyer all by himself. He's probably the one person looking at this Tiwi lineup, you'd say, Paul, who you just can't leave alone, and that's exactly where he's found himself, and giving it to Sam Daly, also uncontested.
So Jack Steele in the Goldfields is the Goldfields of WA, not of Victoria.
Still the Goldfields.
So the ball's in good hands. Opportunity here, Sam Daly. Is this on his distance?
I think it is. He can sometimes have a bit of a hook with his kick.
Or a slice.
Or a slice. It's not one, it's the other.
Depends on if you're a left-hander or a right-hander. Other opportunities. There's plenty of opportunities out here, but there's nobody's really taking them. Daly, in that instance, you may be better off putting it to the top of the square.
Marnie gets it through to the run of Irwin, I think it was, and then Stevens, he pushed it into the middle of the ground, then pushing it out wide now to Kenner all by himself, and on the run he's got an option out wide, didn't see him, instead he goes into the pocket. Magro at the fall of it. Running with eyes only for the ball was Kirtley Silver, and he's kept the ball just in his wake, but that was dangerous. Now Magro, he tried to get a handball out, dumped by Magro. Looks like he's given him a sweet nothing as he's tackled him as well. Umpire calls for a free kick going against Madden in that big strong tackle.
Well, Kirtley Silver is like he might have just, I'm not really sure whether he's closed his eyes and gone, I'm just going to go for it, or whether he knew exactly what he was doing. It's a bit of community footy coming out. But the end result is an opportunity here for Tars. And they've gone inside fit. No, they've gone out of the full.
Thought it was a laser beam like pass there, Paul, but wasn't to be.
Well, it was, but it was just no good. It was outside the field of play, Will.
A bit too tight. We'll give it off to Daly now on the back line, pushing it down the line as we tick to 8 minutes gone in this second quarter. Good mark there. He plays on. Zeus's kick is just a grubber along the ground. Bounces off the hip of his teammate. Carlin gives it off. Running through, kicking towards goal, and again wide is Max Marnie that time. Two of them out there today. Max Marnie and Harry Marnie both in for their first Premier League game of the season. You'd assume they're brothers, Paul, but we'll dig into that at some point.
Could be cousins.
Could just be lucky.
Yep. What they were is unlucky again, Waratahs, to have a 30-metre shot from straight in front of goal. Miss again.
So they push down. Lukoviak takes the mark on the lead.
So I'm not sure who the forwards coach is at Waratahs, but if Rick Nolan would be ropeable at the moment with the lack of with the missed opportunities.
Might see if Travis Cloak can come up with Dane Swan next weekend.
Oh.
That's a decent barrel. It goes inside 50. Having to work hard there was Irwin. Just bounced beyond him. O'Dwyer will come in as well. In fact, it's Barty who just pushes it out wide.
I'm not really sure I'm going to see Dane Swan in a forward line next week. Although him and Magro and the boys will be a tattoo convention.
Tip a little bit more into the local tattoo economy.
Here we go.
It's not a good kick from Hams. It's turned around. Now Max Marnie, he'll load up. Can he make amends? Again across the face, and he too, just like big Fraser Bradley last night, Max Marnie's getting a lesson that there's a bit of a breeze down that end of the ground between the Michael Long Centre and the Morris Rioli grandstand here. If you're not careful, it can really disrupt your goal kicking, as Waratah are finding out today.
They just tend to be playing on at every occasion, even when they can take a mark inside 50, is that they're just playing on at every occasion, and it's putting them under their own pressure when they're kicking for goal. I mean, 2 goals, 9 in a half a game of footy needs some work.
Mark taken there by Kirinoa, gets it off, and the Bombers are on the rebound. Taken there by Pojimi. In fact, no, it's not. It spills over the boundary line and we'll have a throw in. And Tiwi moved it pretty quickly from back to forward, but they just can't really seem to get it cleanly into their forward line now.
No, it's been a defensive. Well, realistically, Tiwi's defence hasn't been all that good because there's been so many shots going inside. But they're getting the ball back, and that's the worst part about kicking a point, is that you give the ball back to the opposition.
Soust got it off, and now they go inside 50. Magro, he tried to just edge out Madden, but Madden has done very well there not to be too dissettled. He's tackled, though, as he kicks it. Is that going to be a turnover? It is. Villas takes it. He's got runners everywhere. That one touched as well, and then snapped by Shadforth.
No. That's horrible.
Paul's not happy.
He had 2 teammates there. All it was a handball back over his left shoulder or over the Tiwi guy who was in front of him, who would have run into an open goal. But that's the pressure that Tiwi are putting on, is that Waratahs are thinking that they're under the pumper all the time when they're not. So if I'm Paddy Bowden, I'm thinking we're doing really, really well, but we're lucky to be in it. And if I'm Rick Nolan, I'm thinking we're blowing this big time because we should be 4 or 5 goals up.
2 goals 9, that could easily be 9 goals too. They say that a lot, but a lot of those behinds should be goals.
Could be 11 straight too.
And they've had a couple just like that one there that have gone out on full and missed the mark completely.
They've missed, yes, exactly right. So we don't even count those.
Jorgensen taps it down. Lukoviak takes it. He turns around, back through traffic, looking for Lockyer, but instead, it's spilled through the hands. Lockyer puts it on the left, then goes.
They're out.
He's turned and gone. They've got numbers here. Having to make a call there is Barty, and eventually his man originally, Francis Tipping Woody, will go in pretty easily, just and he like kicks the goal finally and extends the lead. And as you said, Paddy Bowden will be very, very happy with that result.
Well, if that's the 12-point play that everybody doesn't want to see. You have a shot for goal, and it wasn't even a 12. It was more than that, because I mean they should have kicked the goal or a couple of goals, and then the ball goes down the other end, and instead of you being 6 points closer, you're actually 12 points further down the track. So not good work, but on the back end of that is that they were able to slingshot the ball to very, very quickly into open space and had runners by themselves, so the defenders had pushed too far up the ground for the turnover. And it was fairly obvious is that when the ball got chipped over the top, and we've got a bit of an issue here. This looks like Thaddeus Purajimi with the orange boots on is coming off the ground. With what may well be either a knee or an ankle.
Umpire's just making them wait for the 6-6-6 rule. Gee, that's... So he's going off the boundary line rather than through his change gates.
Oh no, he's going to...
They need to make a change pretty quickly either way because he's no use just standing there. Meanwhile, Tiwi will go inside the forward 50, looking for Munkara at the back. I think that might have falconed the defender on the way through. Now gets it out to Shadforth. He'll get it out to a runner on that far side in Barty. Back to Shadforth, who's kept going through. He's had a really good game so far, Shadforth, having a lot of impact. Now to Carlin. He goes through looking for Nash. Gives it off to the runner. Sells a little bit of candy. Now approaches 50. Takes a bounce. Needs to get rid of it. Maybe he should have kicked it earlier. And instead, Waratah fighting for possession in their forward line yet again. Out of the defensive 50 they go. Mark taken there by Willie Munkara. And there'll be a free kick.
So that extra bounce, he's just put pressure on himself there, Will, didn't he? You know, all he had to do was get a kick away, a bounce, and he's only got another 4 metres, and then the kick gets mucked up.
Here comes Francis Tippingwood. He kicked that last goal. Has a snap. That's very good to the top of the square.
Oh yes!
Oh! Juggles it through. Umpire pays it. Thought he was nearly in a better position to let it go through, and he still might be. This is a tight angle, but Munkara, he's half a chance. Rolls round now, and he's...
No.
Oh, he's ropeable with himself.
I'll tell you what, if you pay your $12 to get in today, you want your money back, don't you? It's a spectacle, but it's not the best one. Just about, well, round 2, we'll call it mark of the year, eh? But then he's put it on his left foot to kick it around the corner, and he's nearly put it into the pool at St Mary's, but he's missed it.
In fact, he's nearly put it back into the clay shooting club down the road. Looking for Steele, comes off his hands. Carlin tried to get a handball through. Lockie got hands to it. Jorgensen had another crack. Then through to Marnie.
Here we go.
Here comes Steele. He kicked a goal early this quarter from outside 50. He goes, oh, I think he was winding up for a mark. Couldn't take it,
Goal.
Then soccers it through and finally gets that one back. Rocks the cradle, points to the sky.
Well, that's a horrible turnover from Tars. They had 3 or 4 players there that they were just quick hands, but a couple too many, any more than 2 was just probably too many handballs, and Darley stood his ground, managed to get ahead to the footy and turn it over, and then the Tiwi boys were on the right side of the footy and Tars were all on the wrong side. And then they set up Munkara, who was just sitting at the back of the pack. A little bit of pressure on the on the defender, and the ball hits the ground, and he's managed to kick a goal. 6-4-40, it's a 19-point deficit, 2-9-21 to Waratahs. We're at the nearly 17-minute mark of this second quarter.
Interestingly, Turnbull's been starting in the back line so far today. I think a lot thought he was nearly going to win a Nichols medal a few years ago when he played in the midfield. They're thinking that's his most dangerous position. You'd say Waratah at the moment, given that's where he's playing, just trying to direct some traffic. Long way out. Now kicking into the hot spot, looking for Steele. Oh, a decent flight at again, and a good mark from Munkara. He's putting on a clinic in terms of what he can do with his hands. Now he just needs to convert this one as well and gain a little bit more confidence in his boots.
Well, they do all the hard work, and this is where you've got to get the results. You know, you've got to present yourself something with a gift, and that looks like this is exactly what he's done. So 2 goals in succession there, and he's coming off for a spell. So Tiwi are starting to assert some ascendancy in this second quarter, when they're starting to blow the Waratahs away, as we've got a 25-point deficit at the 18-minute mark. So Tars have got some work to do. They need to all hands on hips out there, and it's not really looking like it's a happy camp.
They've extended their lead by 22 points in this quarter here, Paul. Now at 25 points at margin.
And they kicked 4 goals too, and 4 points.
Waratah need to... They need the siren to go, but there's a bit too much time for them to be thinking about that. They need to try and get something back on the scoreboard. Here comes Stevens inside the forward 50. Puts it into space. Max Marnie running through it there. A couple of behinds to his name today.
Another inside 50 for Tars. It's not assisting them though. They need to settle a little bit here, get some structure right. I think Magro's wearing the brunt of this because as a key forward, he's outsized.
Thompson spins out of trouble, pushes it down the line. It'll hit grass. Cantilla, he tried to paddle it through his legs. Now with Turnbull, he gets it down the line. Oh, that's a very beautiful kick there. Goes to Marnie. Now on to, I think that's Stevens inside 50. Can he finally hit the scoreboard? Oh, maybe too cute as well. He tried to give a handball off, but it missed. I know Rick Nolan doesn't have a lot of hair, but he's got even less after today's performance. And then that's got to be a high tackle going the way of the Bombers, so they can really just sort of settle here if they want to and wait for that halftime siren to come.
Numbers here, Tiwi.
They're going to burn him on the overlap, though. Here comes Kim Cantilla. He'll play on. This should be pretty textbook for him. A dribbler into Tanner Blackney Noda, but good defence in the end from Robbie Barty.
Well, that could have just about put the nail in the coffin, that one. Geez, we're coming up with some cliches here. That's horrible.
Now they find Turnbull on half back. Would like to see him injected into the game a little bit more. Shadforth, he puts it to half forward. Mark taken there by Drayton and finally inside 50, though again they're just sloppy going forward. Villas, and then looking for Magro. Finally they get an opportunity inside their forward 50. In fact, it's Villas here.
Geez, they made hard work of that, didn't they? Shadforth's got the ball, and the first thing he did when he got it was he looked to see if he had any runners coming from the defensive structure, but there was nobody there, so he was left to turn blindly into what could have been a Tiwi opposition. It wasn't, but they moved the ball forward. Young Kirtley Silva had the ball, dropped it, was able to pick it back up again, so Tiwi sort of let their guard down there a little bit. And as we see now, a shot for goal by Villas. He's kicking out of the forward pocket.
Pressure on this kick, and he's succumbed to the pressure.
Yeah.
Another behind, 2 goals, 10. And they're 5th behind for the quarter.
Yeah, there's some, we sound like a broken record, don't we, about the opportunities that they're getting. They need to be more... they'd probably put someone like Kenner or a taller option in that goal square for them to be a target.
Good hands from Lockyer. Oh, they've got runners again. He goes to Darley. He overran it. Didn't come to him as easy as he would have liked. Now back to Lukoviak. Then to Darley, to half forward, looking for Anzac Lukoviak. 2 of them out there today, the Lukoviak brothers. And Turnbull will again just get hands off that half back to Stevens. He's been okay, showing glimpses, but hasn't converted. And then, here comes Kirtley Silva. What can he do? Turns his opponent inside out. Tried to at least. Got it back inboard to Magro. He can roll around on his favoured left. Finally, they get one to go their way. Finally.
And it's the same people that are doing the work for him in relation to a little bit of accuracy in front of goal, and that's Magro. And we spoke about that earlier, Will, is that he's having a lot of pressure put in him by going into the goal square and being that main focal point, where they've got other options with the height of Kenner and others that they maybe should be looking to be that key forward. But their first goal of the quarter stemmed the bleeding a little bit, but we've still got a 19-point deficit and we're nearly at half-time. So...
And you look at the scoring shots, 3 goals 10 to 7 goals 5. It's only, in fact, it's one in favour of Waratah, and they're still a good 3.5 goals behind.
and once again, they've smashed Tiwi for inside 50s, but they're not just doing anything out of it. As Lockie comes out of the centre again and is able to put the ball onto the chest of
Justin Purantatameri there. As he had 6 touches last week and ended up with a goal as well. 2 score assists, so handy player in their forward line. Can he convert? There's been a few awful misses down this end, but all across the ground.
Oh, touch, was it?
Very close to the player on the mark, and it's going to be taken through from behind. Waratah quick to move out. Will come out and out of Drayton. Now looking down the line. And Blackney Noda gets hands to it. Very tight to the boundary line. Kept alive somehow. Villas let it go. Blackney Noda gets it out. Brown just sockers it off the ground. Gee, that's beat a few. Handball through to
nice.
Anzac Lakoviak in the pocket. Siren has beaten him. It was a point in the end anyway. I don't think it's going to count for anything. No, the umpire says nothing. And at half-time, it means there's a 20-point lead in favour of the Tiwi Bombers, Paul.
Sensational quarter by Tiwi then. For that 4 goals to just that one, which came in the last probably 2 minutes of the game to Magro. Plenty of opportunities by Tars, but wasted as they were unable to get the goal umpires to wave the goal flags. As on the other end, Tiwi were turning the ball over back into their own forward line and kicking goals sensationally. Anthony Munkara bagged 2 for that quarter. Willie Munkara got 2 in the first, and Tipperwoody, Cantilla, that's Kim, and Steele managed to kick 1 each, whereas Magro and Zeus are the only goal kickers so far for Tars. But Paddy Bowden's got to be pretty happy, 19-point lead. On the other hand, Rick Nolan probably ruining the missed opportunities. But there's half a game of footy to go, Will. You've been watching the first half of AFLNT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season, round 2 between Tiwi and Waratah here at TIO Stadium. We'll be back with the second half shortly.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this clean. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, we're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up. Bring it back. Bring it. Bring it back. Up. Bring it back. Bring it.
Top end footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of Territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! ball. They're into front.
This is our game, our way, top-end footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 2 clash here from TIO Stadium in Darwin on Larrakia country. Tiwi versus Waratah half-time, and it's a 20-point lead to the Tiwi Bombers. Will Suarez beside me. Will, how have you seen the first half?
Yeah, Tiwi Bombers have really gotten the game back onto their terms. Waratah just sort of kicking themselves out of it at the moment. You can see the scoreline there. 3 goals 10 to 7 goals 6, 13 scores apiece. And a lot of those points that Waratah have kicked should be goals realistically. Scott Carlin in the middle here. He'll be wanting to lead from the front. He pushes inside the forward 50 now. That's gone beyond Kenner, or just in front of Kenner, I should say. And then Nash, he's taken over the boundary line.
Yeah, opportunity's gone missing, unfortunately, for Tars. The 3-10, mind you, scorelines so far haven't been that accurate in the round 1 and round 2 games so far to boot. So might be a bit of a process, trying to get accuracy right. But also there's a spot out there on the ground is that every time the ball gets bounced, it tends to sit in the turf. So it's just things that we might need to get used to over the first week or two.
Ball comes out for the Bombers. Lockyer gets a handball through to Koviak, and he gets it through Cantilla. Looking down the line, it was Brendan Cantilla. Mark taken by Jorgensen, running back with the flight. Scott Marnie down the line, that's where he's going to go. Lockyer, strong contact, and I think he might have copped him on the way through. It's going to be a free kick going to Marnie, Max Marnie. Perhaps Mahoney.
Something like that.
Finds a target in the other Mahoney. Marnie, I'm going to tongue-tie myself there, Paul. In the forward pocket. Zeus puts some pressure on. Ball spills out over the boundary line.
Bit going on there behind play too. I think Magro and Madden. Madden's done a pretty good job. Although Magro's kicked 2 goals, and Madden's been able to curtail any influence apart from that he's had. Inside 50 for Waratah's half forward flank. Ball in. Comes out now. This is Darley. High, up and under. Cantilla.
Max Marnie there. Mark not paid. Robbie Turnbull throwing a fist through. Lukoviak picks it up. Now they're through Zach Withers. Been impressive so far. Impressive last week despite the loss. Lockyer, he now pushes it across the face looking for the run of Mankara. And he's got Barty to try and get through. Barty's done really well there. Copped the tackle and the slide. And then, I think maybe Carlin should have taken a little bit more time there, but they've earned themselves the free kick for high contact. I'm just having a quick look. So this is Harry Marnie, Paul. He's played for Collingwood VFL and Mansfield Seniors. See if Max has got a similar sort of career to him. Also played at Mansfield Football Club, also played at Collingwood VFL. So you'd imagine somewhere along the line there's a relation in there.
There could be something going on here in the middle of the ground too. After that high tackle, umpire has paid a free kick downfield, which will go to, it looks like Curtly Silva is the recipient of the free kick. I think there was some pushing and shoving going on there. I think it might have been Turnbull and maybe Darley or one of the Cantilla boys. Umpires are having a bit of a conversation as Silva has shot for goal has missed. So some stuff, bit of going on behind the play here. Waratah and Tiwi.
Anthony Mankara absolutely furious down there. Dan O'Dwyer was having a little crack at him as well, just to try and roll him up while he was flustered. Looks like Barty's gone to him now.
So a couple of other boys just fallen over there. One bloke bent down to tie his shoes up, and Scotty Carlin, I think, fell over the back of him. Umpire's still in conversation here with several players. We'll go back to play.
McKenzie gets a handball out. Good attack on the ball there from Stevens. He's probably been one of Waratah's most enthusiastic today. He goes over the boundary line now.
So we're still 19 points. Waratahs have got 1 point so far in this quarter. We've gone nearly 5 minutes. It's a little bit eventless, really, isn't it? There hasn't been a great deal going on. I think they're just trying to find their feet. It'd be interesting to know what Rick Nolan's address would have been like.
Carlin, he goes to the hot spot now. Magro almost being held. Madden's done very well just to fight back there and takes the mark over the top. Hams will now take a bounce out on that far side. We'll look for the runners. Here, Lockyer takes the mark, or thought about the quick handball. Instead, he'll turn around looking for Darley. Not a good kick. Will make him work. And coming through there, I think that was Nash. Nash puts the afterburners on to high half forward. Silva goes in, finds Magro by himself in the pocket. Bombers defenders just caught off each other. Madden trying to remonstrate, I think, with the umpire.
Well, they rolled the ball out, Tiwi, and they got a turnover from the Nigel Lockyer kick, didn't quite hit its mark, and Darley found a soft piece of grass and went over, and the ball got turned over, and the Tars attack went unmanned. Silver took the mark and got chipped kick off here to Magro, who kicks.
He likes it.
A goal. So they've dragged one back. So 19 points back to 13. They're still in this, Tars, and you would think that they should be in front more so than behind in relation to how they've gone about things. So that's 4 goals 11 that they've kicked. So, and they're massive inside 50 deficit, more so, not a deficit. They've had more inside 50s than what Tiwi had, but Tiwi have made more use of the footy. But Tars are on the board, first for the quarter.
Resetting in the middle here. And you're right, there has been a little bit of punk taken out of this game, hasn't there? It's just stagnated a little bit here. Tap down from Jorgensen there. Zoost in the middle, wrapped up. We'll have another ball up and reset. And only 13 points the margin here, Paul. It doesn't quite feel like it. It feels like Waratah were a bit further back than that. Such was their poor kicking. So Tiwi need to be careful. They don't just close that gap straight away. Good kick from Daly down to full forward. Oh! Taken almost straight away. Anthony Mankara is not going to be happy with that. Earned himself a free kick. And that is not a way to claw back a lead from Waratah. Barty not happy. I think he's trying to claim that it was all fair in love and war. Instead, it's going to be Steele lining up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. The umpire had his hand signalled at one stage. I think that the umpire, the out-of-control umpire, might have paid something off the ball before that contest. So this is Steele, 25 metres out. Let's put that one into the accommodation block.
Your field umpires today: Harry Heller, Michael Wellington, Thomas Manning and Justin Lilcrap. Boundary umpires: Benjamin Coford, Toby Coford, Annika Miguel and Lachlan Hamer. And behind the goals, Kyriakos Lambrinidis and Bridie McKay.
That's a lot of umpires, isn't it?
They make the games go ahead here, Paul.
And they do a wonderful job too, Willswar. They do.
Now coming on the rebound. Oh, there's Marnie. Try to get it through. Oh, great intercept there, if you don't mind, from Francis Tipping Woody. Couple of bounces inside 50. Lines up top of the square. He goes over the back. Can't find a target. Anzac Lakoviak snaps from the top of the square straight through, and that's on the roof.
That's textbook stuff from Tiwi. He said the turnover, and a sensational turnover it was too, and there was bring the ball forward, and there was no Waratah defender anywhere near him. That the kick had gone out virtually to a one-on-one contest, and the turnover, and all we saw was the orange boots tiptoeing down that outer side flank, and a beautiful kick to the top of the square, and there was 3 crummers for Tiwi sitting there just waiting for an opportunity to kick the goal. So 8-7-55, they'll lead back to 20 points. 4-11 Waratah, 35.
So the Koviak boys getting around each other there. Anzac and Mahale. Looks like Anzac has just kicked that goal, will come back to the wing, and Mahale into the middle. Both very similar sorts of players as well, and both been, so far, looking likely starters and good additions to this Tiwi side.
Yeah, done quite well. Central Districts boys. So Paddy Bowden obviously on the hunt. Been to Adelaide, found Lockyer, and he's found those boys as well as what could be coming too from the Port Adelaide duo.
Kenner, he's trying to wrestle for the ball. Spills over the boundary line.
I did hear something on the grapevine about a recently retired Port Adelaide captain might be coming to Darwin as well. Don't want to spread any rumours though. That'll be Jackson's program.
Matty Primus is a bit old for that, isn't he? Blackney Noda, he takes out, almost ducked while he was competing in there. Cam McKenzie gets it a long way out of home. He just hoiked it, but he hasn't found a target. Steele goes on the mark, but he had to leave O'Dwyer to do so. And Waratah, they have the numbers. Instead, they just load up. That's a great kick from the fullback into the forward line. And he finds a target. I think that's Joel Stevens again, who, as I said, he's probably been the most enthusiastic of the Waratah boys today. Just needs to convert.
Well, they happen to be in the right place at the right time. Waratahs, they'd set up fairly well outside their forward 50 from a defence point of view to be able to take their mark, and then they changed direction back into the centre of the ground. See, we were a little bit lazy on it, and the kick inside 50 was like a bullet, and it's straight over the top of the goal umpire's head. So Waratahs bridged that gap back.
Just 14 points, Paul.
14 points now. So, and look, that's the type of entry that they should have been doing earlier in the game instead of blazing away. Is that they were looking for a key forward, and they've sat. Is that Kenner that's gone into the goal square?
It looks like it. Kenner and Magro just sort of working out. Well, Magro's going to start there, but you think that Kenner, he's probably been starting a little bit too high, not giving them a target outside their defensive 50 where they could maybe put Jorgensen as the ruck, or even Carlin, who's got a bit of height on him. But yeah, I like the move. They've put him much deeper.
Yeah, we'll go back to the replay. We might have spoken about that earlier, but that's why we're up here and they're down there.
Zeus, he gets a handball over the top. That had to be good, although time stood still around Carlin as he swivels and he kicks it forward there with Jaden Brooks. Umpire just taking Brown off his mark.
Nice work.
Beautiful
That's
kick.
Magro with a tick lead. So they've obviously the message was just eyes down and take a little bit more time, and that's exactly what Brooks did then. Is he took the mark and he just waited and waited, and Magro was darting backwards and forwards, and then that tick lead, which gave him a bit of broke the space open. He's going to kick from right on 50.
Magro comes in. This would be for number 4.
That looks okay. That looks sensational. Wow, that's an apple slice, mate. That is beautiful. So they're back in this. It's gone from 20 back to 2. So Paddy Bowden, I'd be getting a little bit concerned here because it's a bit of the flags are blowing as well to the airport end of the ground. So it's probably a 3-goal breeze. It was a bit the same last night, and it has been today. A little bit scoring end towards the airport, and if Tars can continue this on, put another couple on, and take a handy lead in at 3/4 time, give themselves every opportunity.
And I feel like that Tiwi defence was really stingy in the first half. Yes, the Waratah forwards were kicking themselves out of it, but they also probably did so because it was hard work. Well, there's Turnbull being run down. I like that they've moved him into the middle by all reports as well. Look at him there. Yes, he got run down, but he just adds a little bit more, I guess, skill and class in there.
Well, they're getting the clearances, and that's what they needed to do because they were getting smashed in the clearances in the first half.
Pushing down that far side now. Thompson goes through his hands. Carlin will find it pretty easily. Turnbull, he looked at him and Turnbull said, no,
again.
go
Look
inside 50.
There he is. Oh.
Comes down. Magro there to Rove. He'll get through a couple. He's got 5. No, pushes that one across.
Geez.
But yeah, those two working really well. And I think now that they've sort of isolated them in the forward line together, from what it looks like, it means that it's not too crowded down there as well. They're not wondering where to go. It's just a simple look for the tall fella, and if he can't take it, the small one will finish it off for him.
That's right, and that's exactly what happened then, is that the mark should have been taken there by Kenner, but Magro was front and centre.
Ham's directing the traffic towards the grandstand and then pokes it to Brendan Cantilla. Looks like he's going to go back to Hams. No, looks further at field. Rebounding pretty quickly, goes over the top to Brown. Brown needs to go quick. Withers was coming in tight, and then he finds a target down the field, goes laterally. Thompson will take it now, off the bounce, into the pocket to Blackney Noda. A rare move up forward for him. He won't go for goal, he'll poke it to his forward pocket, and this could just be a settler for them. They've gotten to within 1 point. Waratah, Tiwi wouldn't want that to get the margin to get into the negative for them.
No, well, Cantilla kicks like a shotgun, doesn't he? Straight. Gun barrel straight here. Perfect spot for him.
Coming in now, kicked 1 goal today. I think it was the opening goal for the Bombers account.
Missed.
And again, that one maybe should have just gone back and done a regulation drop punt.
Let's correct ourselves here. Jaden Magro does have 5 already. Stevens and Zoost are the other goal kickers.
Very handy haul for Magro.
First game back. Like he hasn't missed anything.
Hasn't missed a beat. Over the top, and then picked up and collected by Marnie. Again, they're just looking for the big fellas. Jorgensen's now been thrown up there. Goes through the hands there of Norman Tipalura and spills over the boundary line.
Big fella needed to bend his knees a bit there, didn't he? Acclimatising to the NT footy. Hard surface. It's been through a massive dry season.
Yeah, lots of events here. Cricket a few weeks ago. Obviously, the Aussie rules was here too. Oh, there's a kick that's come out and just spills through for a behind. And you look at that scoreboard again, 8 goals, 8 to 7 goals. Now 13, I believe that'll just poke up to. So it's 20 to 16. Still close when you look at those total figures, but Waratah should also have a lead at the moment. They trail by 1. How long can Tiwi hold on for as we head towards the 18-minute mark of this third quarter? And that has crept up on us. Seemed a little bit slow to start, and then just pop, 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 pop. They've kicked 4 goals so far, Waratah, this quarter.
Well, it was very, very uneventful early, wasn't it? It was. We were nearly ready to turn the TV on. Oh, no.
Carlin puts it into Turnbull. Bit too cute again. Magro wrapped up with the ball in his arms, and we will have a ball up.
At least from a Waratah point of view, even with that kick from Scotty Carlin that probably didn't hit the target, was that they're actually trying something rather than just bombing it in there, which they were early. So now they're starting to look for a forward. And we did speak about that, is that was probably going to be the instruction from Rick. As Waratah has another shot now, which is missed. That was Shadforth. Opportunities are there.
All tied up here.
I think from a Waratah perspective is that you're looking good, and you can probably, see what's trying to happen. It's just a matter of waiting for it to happen, because their inside 50s once again are massive.
And the Bombers are looking slow at the moment. Hams hasn't really got a lot of movement that he can go to. Tipalura offers a lead, but he doesn't look far enough away from his opponent. So Hams is just going to go long to steal, and Kenner in front position. That's not where you want to be. Stevens will turn it over. Gets it back to Carla now. Winds up, goes back. Hams got a fist to it.
Here's a chance.
Madden lurking there. Wrapped up, I think there. That might have been Villas, and there'll be a free kick going the way of the Bombers. They'll be quick to move it on. Here comes Mihail Lakoviak. Gets it off to Darley. Can they get a little bit of wind in their sail as we get towards the latter part of this quarter? Kim Cantilla will play on. Gets a handball over the top. They're away here. Francis Tipping Woody it is. Takes one bounce, takes a second. Over the top, easy as you like.
Well done.
Puts it through. They needed that one.
Well, it was just a matter of time before they were able to get it out of their 50, and it was good work there by Ashton Hams, who just controlled that kick out and made sure that it was going to go in the favour of Tiwi into the numbers program, for which they were able to get it out of that defensive 50. And once they did that, they switched direction, got it across to the other side of the ground, and between him and Darley, they were able to move the ball forward and get it into the hands of a goal kicker in Punatunameri. So great work, Tiwi, on the back of that, when we were pumping up Waratah's tyres, saying that they've controlled the ball. The Tiwi Magic has sprung into action.
You're watching AFL&T's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season from TIO Stadium here in Darwin. Not long left in this quarter. An 8-point lead in favour of the Tiwi Bombers. No, a 6-point lead it is. My maths is off there. Turnbull, he's wrapped up. Handball back through. Kenner gets boot to ball, a little barrel forward, skies it. Tipalura taps it. What he thought was advantage, but here comes Waratah. Instant reply. Pops off Jorgensen. Now out. They need to be clever here. Cantilla gets it. Oh, wrapped up straight away. Did he have enough in it? Got a handball away. Managed to get a handball away. I think that was Lukoviak again there. Picked up by Jorgensen. He had a few coming on. Stevens gets a handball in tight. Marnie sells a bit of candy. Runs round. Left foot snaps up at the square. And it's gone through.
Oh, there's two.
They level it up again.
They had numbers there, Tars. They were all over the place, and it was just a turnover again, which kills Tiwi, is that because they find themselves on the wrong side of the footy, and between the 3 or 4 Tars players, a couple of quick passages, a handball, and they're back on the scoreboard. As you said, scores are level.
Now it's starting to spice up a little bit here, Paul.
Well, somebody's pushed the button. Must be after 9, is it?
And those Bombers, they, as I said before, they are a little bit just stagnant. I think they're waiting for that 3/4 time zone just to reset, and then they'll be able to push out for one more quarter of footy and hope that at the end of that period they'll be in front.
Well, they're an attacking team, Will, and they always will be, and they probably always have been, is that they want to kick goals and they want to attack. Who wants to defend? You know, let's have a shootout, let's outscore them. But at the end of the day, it's the scoreboard's going to tell the story.
Lockyer in the middle. He's been quiet this quarter as well. Needs to pick up a little bit there, and then he just hacks it off the ground, so maybe he's becoming a bit more lively. Here comes, Tipping Woody again. He's kicked 2 goals already. Comes in, open goal square, check sides it through, and he's got 2 in a couple of minutes.
Well, there you go. You just put the moz on the whole lot of it. Lockyer was quiet. He gets a touch, little depth kick into the forward structure, and his Tipping Woody has been sensational today. That orange boots, they just keep moving, don't they? And he gets himself in the right place. A little handball and a backwards check side banana off the side of the boot.
A whole fruit bowl.
Spun that around, but the most important thing about it was the goal umpire signalled a goal and it didn't go on the roof.
Now maybe Waratah on the back foot. Though I think, look, a 5-goal quarter to the boys in red and white, I think they'd be happy going in with a 6-point deficit. Obviously, if they can square it all up here in the last couple of minutes, they'd be happy with that. But I think compared to what it was looking like, we almost nearly caught it on the eve of half-time, Paul. They'd be happy with a 6-point deficit going into that break. Bombers working forward now. Cantilla shrugs one, shrugs a second, inside 50 he goes, lines up, gets around one, run down. Counted his eggs before they'd hatched, and now Waratah will just hang on to it tightly.
Well, it did get to 26 points just before half-time at its furthest. So at 26 points, but mind you, with half a game to go, you know, you'd be a game man to call it. But
big strong tackle there, top of the 50, nearly a fly from Tipping Woody.
But we've got a game on here, Will.
Absolutely, we do.
Got about 2 minutes to go, we think. 6 points.
Grab it forward there. Steele couldn't pick it up. Handball comes over the top to Withers. Ooh, strong tackle. Missed though. Carlin tried to get it through. Not sure who he's looking for. Darley pokes it out. Oh, that's very good vision. Willie Munkara. He will push it out wide to the loose. And Steele, if he's any, he maybe a little bit more alert there. He could have gotten even closer, but I think instead they're just going to hope that Dwayne Kirinella goes back and kicks truly here, lining them up as you can see.
He's going to kick from probably just inside 50. Not much of him. He's got some power. He's going to back himself in. It's really deliberate. Lays back. It's a goal line decision.
Short. Umpire says play on.
It's a goal. Signal to goal.
Oh, he's gone through, yes.
Well, there you go. They didn't want that. Waratah's right on the bell.
Very little fanfare on that one, Paul.
No, there wasn't, because I was watching the goal line and there was they're having discussions. The goal umpire's called it a goal. There seemed to be touched on the boundary line. There's no, we've got no arc, or we've got no. I
was going to say, what's the theory here? The umpire calls it and they say, what do you call it? He says, I call it what I called it. And
that's it. The flags are up. The decision's made. The ball's heading back to the middle. And that 6-point deficit has now become a 12-point. So Waratah's looking a little bit dismayed by that decision, but at the end of the day, it's a goal. So that was Dwayne Kirinella that kicked that one, put his first one on the board for the day. So as we spoke about, we're at the 26.5 minute. I think the siren's probably pretty much going to go. As we're scoreboard's telling us, yes, 12 points.
10 goals, 8-68. Tiwi lead Waratah 8-14-62. That's right, Waratah have been wasteful in front of goal today. They have been better this quarter. 5 goals they have kicked. Oh, trying to burst away there was Brendan Cantilla. He will be brought back. Do they have time for another one, Paul? Blackney Noda or...
There you go.
Clock just beat them.
Wasn't far off if they had yeah. So 3/4 time here at TIO Stadium. Waratahs versus Tiwi, round 2. She's a bit of a thriller now, as we spoke about it being a little bit uneventful prior. It's now a 6-point game, 10-8-68 to 8. So it's not 10-8 scoreboard, 11-8, 74. It's a 8-14-62. You are watching AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL season from TIO Darwin here in Stadium here in Darwin. We'll be back with the last quarter shortly.
We're for being in it together. Like Danny's team. She'll be captain next year.
For real?
For real! Or like this couple, celebrating their anniversary.
29 years today.
30?
Whoops, awkward. Well, congrats either way. And Sarah. She loves walking at East Point every Saturday with her besties.
Keep up.
I'm trying, Sarah. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Kazali's Palmerston, where you're always welcome. Our cafe is the perfect place to unwind while the kids let loose in our fully supervised kids club. From our weekly lunch deals to nightly dinner specials, great steak, schnitzels, all your favourite pub classics and modern Asian cuisine. A great selection of drinks, tasty meals, a bit of friendly competition and the best sport. Kazali's has got you sorted. Check out what's happening at kazalisnt.com.au.
Are you ready to beat the coach?
This ain't no regular thing. King for the ring, you know what I mean. I shoot my shot in this thing. This for my city, yeah, this for my team.
Play now at supercoach.com.au.
You know Territorians are a hardy bunch. Hats off to you. Whether you're new or you've been here forever, we know what the weather can throw at us. That's why TIO Home Insurance covers your home for cyclone, storm surge and flood. It's good to know. And with the only contact centre, claims team and assessors based in the Territory, We're here when you need us most. TIO, we're for Territorians.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back.
Top End footy is back. It's fast, tough and a pure display of territory passion. From the heat of the day to the electricity of the night games, every clash is fierce. Each moment better than the last.
Goal! They're into front!
This is our game, our way. Top End footy. Nothing comes close.
Welcome back to AFL NT's coverage of the 25-26 TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 2 clash here at TIO Stadium. Tiwi versus Waratahs, and it's a 12-point lead to the Tiwi Bombers, 11-8-74, 8-14-62. It's been a little bit up and down this game. It's been on edge, and then it's been uneventful, and then it's been on edge again. Will Zwar is with me. Will, what do we see is going to happen in the next 25 minutes?
Well, it could be anyone's guess. I was just having a quick chat with our compatriot Nathaniel Chambers, one of the best coverers of footy up here in the Territory. And we were saying, given the Bombers have that 2-goal lead, you probably just have to back them. But if it was all squared up, I think Waratah's best is definitely better and good enough. And look, they could still win from here, but I think the Bombers are just going to hold on here.
I think Waratah's, the processes, their inside 50s, their use of the footy, they've probably had it more than Tiwi numbers-wise, stats-wise. It'd be interesting to see when the numbers come out on Monday as to where they've been. I think Tiwi have been a lot cleaner with the footy. Their Tiwi brand of footy is still the same, hard and fast to kick goals, but don't defend that well. Waratahs have come back into the program. They were 26 points down at one stage towards the end of the second stanza, but they changed their process in that third quarter to kick 4 or 5 goals by eyes down and starting to look key forward. Kenner, Magro's been sensational with 5, but let's see what happens.
Ball tapped down by Blackney Noda. Carlin on top of it. He's been really good out of the middle today. His goal-kicking radar has been a little bit off, but he's probably been the most influential in red and white, you'd think, along with Joel Stevens. Jorgensen, he taps it down now. And, of course, Magro with a bag of 5 already. He'll be looking to add to that in this last quarter, you'd think.
Yes, you would. He has been good, Scotty Carlin, but he was one of those players that were eyes to the top of the goalposts early on. Wasted a few opportunities, but I think Rick might have put him back in his spot and said, mate, you're the man that we need to control this program, so get on your bike and start doing it.
Koviak, oh, great intercept there from Zach Withers.
They're quite good at the process, aren't they, Waratahs? So they've been able to continuously try to push the ball forward. Blackney Noda gets the tap down, comes towards the boundary. This is Lauercheck. This walks it across the line. We've got a reset, stoppage again. Scoring end is the airport end, and that's where we're at. So Tiwi would be looking to, with that 12-point buffer, with the aid of the breeze. It's out.
Oh, Lockyer's copped him high, and that'll be a free kick to Waratah in their back half. Harry Marnie it is. Pushes down the line, finds their captain there, Scott Carlin, and they've got numbers on that far side, don't they, Paul?
They are, and they've got more numbers out there, and they've got a couple loose. They've created an overlap, Will Zwar.
Over the top he goes, and he finds, I think he's found a target inside 50 there in Irwin.
Well done. See, they're just starting to chip it around. Hands on hips, Tiwi Bombers. They let that one slip. They had the ball virtually inside 50, and it's gone from one end to the other. But it's the way that the game's been played all day. And now Waratahs are starting to chip it around a bit rather than bang it long, looking for virtually options that weren't there, and now they're starting to hit their teammates, lace out. It's probably kicking from 35. No drama. So Tars bridged that gap back to 6 points. It's the Waratah Army starting to take more notice. Their team's in with a red-hot chance.
Reduce the margin to a single kick. Tiwi still holding on. There's a little bit of a story happening on Waratah's bench, I think, Paul. Number 25, Brandon Moo. Every time I've looked there, he's been there today. I don't know if he's actually taken to the field today. I wonder if he's a little surprise pocket they've got for if things get tight or what the situation is. But every time I've looked, he's been sitting there. Don't know if he's actually stepped field side of the bench.
Super sub without being a super sub.
Maybe 20 more minutes or so left of the game. We'll keep an eye on him and see if he does take to the field. Just piqued my interest there. Blackney Noda takes it out of the middle. No, he doesn't. Scooter Carlin trying to work his way through. And now Lakoviak. Oh, nearly away, picks it up, pops it out very nicely to Darley, if you don't mind. Or, gee, he was taken very strongly there by Withers. He looks sore, and then it's picked up and kicked in by Puruntutameri.
Nice
Mark
work.
taken easy as you like, and
That's
then
50.
a little bit of pepper. Gee, he was probably very lucky not to give away the 50-metre penalty there.
Well done, umpire. That was 50, but sometimes we don't want to see that be 50 because that would have put him in the goal square.
Plenty of arguments for a 15-metre penalty to be brought back, I think.
When I played, it was 15 metres. That's how long ago that was. So,
Brendan Cantilla lining up.
opportunity here. Cantilla, it's been a little bit quiet. He's kicking from 48, lays back.
Or trying to
That
will
looks
it
all right.
back.
A good goal. Oh no,
Through
offside.
behind.
So good. Darley then just hung onto the ball there for that split second, just trying to draw the opposition in, which created an overlap. They finish up another inside 50. They just need to keep this momentum going too. As I said, they've got the slightest of breezes now, although the flags are at full blown towards the airport end.
So Barty, he took the kick out there. They've managed to get it a fair way from the danger zone, Waratah, but they still, now 7 points behind, need to make up some ground.
Interesting stoppage here. Blatantly noted, looks to have maybe pushed back, has he? Might be off.
Umpire calls play on, or looking for Steele. Good kick. Just managed to find a little bit of space.
Be a bit more used to a dry heat, wouldn't he, being in that Kalgoorlie Goldfields area rather than the humid heat that we have here?
Potentially. No idea what the weather's doing down there footy season, Paul. Yet to get to that part of the world myself as Waratah push out. But he's looked relatively clean for a big guy nonetheless in the humid conditions today. As we mentioned, it rained probably about 10 a.m. this morning. Probably closer to midday, actually. Apart from that, it seems relatively dry.
So another inside 50 for Tars. Ball's gone out of bounds. Michael Long into the ground. So they're going to get a stoppage. They need to set up around here because Tiwi are really good at breaking it out of that defensive 50. Waratah's goals have all virtually come from a stop-start program. Kick mark. That's the setup that we wanted.
To the top of the 50 there for Waratah. Now breaking through. Marnie gets it off. Or, gee, a bullet-like pass through to the top of the square. And Madden, he just hoiks it through for a rush behind.
Well done. Had the guts to do that. Gives him the ball back.
Reduces it to a straight kick again. 9:15. Waratah trailing Tiwi 11-9, 75-69.
Taking their time here. This is Hams.
Well, he's going to go long, 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 looking for Babui. In fact, he hasn't quite gotten the distance, looking for Anthony Mankara. He shrugs through one. Oh, sells a bit of candy.
Oh, he's gone back inside.
And then that wasn't a great kick, but it seemed to work out okay. They've got Babui, who's gone a long way away. He'll keep running. Takes one bounce, crosses the paint now.
Nice work.
Beautiful chip pass. Oh, not marked there by Puruntutameri. And they're all wrapped up.
Well, he took that quick bounce, which we all thought he was going to go long, but managed to get it back onto his foot to go short. A little bit of push and shove. Wasn't able to take the mark. We've got a stoppage opportunity.
Kicked over the top. Safe hands there, you think, with Withers. Good work from
50 metres.
Harvey Roberts, and that's an unfortunate free for the Bombers.
Michael Thompson.
Seems like a short 50, but they'll move it pretty quick. Here comes Zeus from the painted 50. Gee, I don't think the defenders realised that play resumed. That's across the face.
Geez, you had some options then too.
Important point though.
Yes. Or no. If they lose by 5. So both sides now trying to set up their processes right. Ball's in good hands with Hams. He's just got to hit a target.
He's got Lukoviak long. That's where he's going to go. Well-placed kick.
You're on the run now, Tiwi.
In fact, this is Lukoviak here now with the sky blue, also with the sky blue boots, trying to work through his opponent. Oh, that's beautifully done there. I think that's O'Dwyer, and just letting him know about it as well. Now down the line. Oh, good hands there.
That's Lockyer, I think.
Must be Lockyer over there. Similar builds, similar colour boots. Makes for a commentator's nightmare.
Too, yeah. I shopped at the same store.
Get the discount through the footy club. He's looking down the line now.
Might be Simon. Bonus.
Turns over though. Umpire calls play on. Gets around Steele with ease. Oh, that's a good kick. Finds Marnie. If he wants, he can go to Gardner. That's where he's going to go. A little bit too much pepper on it. Madden, nearly taken high in the tussle on the ground there. Gee, there's a few red and white jumpers lurking and looming. If there's a mistake, there wasn't. It's going to go. Lockyer needs to get to this, you think. Can't keep it alive, but it wasn't turned over. Tiwi Bombers probably lucky there. They were really rolling the dice.
They were. The Waratah player lost his feet there, so it became virtually a 2-on-1 there for States. It was good work. Blackley Noda got back in there, as did Hams. Clear the ball.
Well, nearly taken there by Jorgensen instead. Tiwi running it down the line. Oh, gee, Shadforth coming in hard from behind. Cantilla trying to get involved. Here comes Roberts. Not a good disposal.
No.
So there's going to be a free kick inside the forward 50. I think it's going against Barty, and his umpire's taken his number as well. I missed what happened there, and he's given away a 50-metre penalty. That's an absolute coach killer.
I was looking down the other. I was looking at the central umpire who was in the middle of the ground. I missed what sort of happened there in the goal square, but at the end of the day, Anthony Munkara has put it into points, into the point club. So, and he's pretty happy, and that's his third goal for the day. So, and a number taken, Will, you're telling me?
It looked like it. In fact, I'm just trying to work out exactly who it was. Might have been Irwin down there. Irwin or Barty. They look, again, pretty similar.
There are lots of those teal-coloured boots out there, aren't there?
Both down there. Didn't see what the hit was off the ball, but did see him having a pretty good chat with the umpire as well, which led to the 50 metres added onto it. And, yeah, that's not a handy result. It means the score now is 12-9-81 to 8-16-64.
Ball back in the centre. Blackley Noda. He's had a good game. Hands out.
And Bombers go inside 50 again, trying to build on the momentum. Gee, if they'd gotten a goal from that, I think Ricky Nolan would have pulled every little stubble out.
That's a great clearance to be able to come out and do that again, because the free kick downfield, as you said, would have been a coach killer to start with, let alone get another one on a back-to-back program. So another inside 50 for Tiwi. They're starting to rack these up now. They've just got to be able to score, put this game away. Steele, hands out, they're in.
Now Stevens. Oh, good smother.
Isn't it?
Still alive? No.
It's that Tiwi magic we were talking about before, Will. You just don't know when it's going to come up. And something like that, somebody break a pack, a smother, a goal, it's going to turn this game. 11 points. We're only about halfway through the quarter, so there's still plenty of time. The goals for minutes program is going to come into play here shortly.
The old Hallmark goals for minutes ratio.
We'll wait for it to happen. It'll get called.
So an 11-point margin, we think here. 12-9-81, playing Waratah 9-16-70. few different scoreboards here. I think we've got 3 different results, so we think that's what we're rolling with here. Turnbull pushes it down the line. Blackney Noda takes the mark. He's got someone to switch to. And inside 50 they go. Steele, he paddles it through the legs. That one's just a grubber out along the ground. Now rolled round from Cantilla. He goes to the top of the square. Tapped through. Can't take it. Oh, taken high. That's got to be a high in the pocket, and he's not happy at all, the Waratah defender. I think he's trying to claim that he's dived into it. Barty it is again, so he's having a bit of a frustrating final quarter. Meanwhile, Tiwi roll around, kick the goal. Dwayne Kirinoa, he gets his second.
Well, you can't let that lapse, can you? You can't turn around and start arguing with the umpire, because it gives the opposition the opportunity to sneak one in, for which they've done. So Tiwi stretching that lead. Now it looks like 23 points. We're just trying to do a score check here to make sure that we're all right. Goal kickers so far. Magro's got 5. 1 to Zeus, 1 to Stevens, 1 to Mahoney or Marnie. Should give us the 8 for Waratah. Cantilla with 1, Munkara with 3, Steele 1, Lower Check 1, 2 to William Munkara, 2 to Dwayne Kiranua, and 3 to Francis Tippenwoody.
Ball goes inside the forward half now for Waratah. They can't find a target. They need to start hitting those ones up. They were so good in that third quarter. 5 goals they managed to kick. And they've slipped behind the 8 ball here. So a 23-point margin we're rolling with here. 13-9-87 Waratah, 8-16-64.
Here's Blackley Noda again. He's been good. Another inside 50 Tiwi.
Comes back now through Harry Marnie. Pushes down the line. Oh, good hands there from Stevens. He's probably one who, as I said, I can't question his enthusiasm today, but perhaps his finishing could do with some work. And
speaking of finishing,
not a great kick inside the forward 50 from Shadforth. Running around though, Magro trying to wheel his team back in. That's a good kick on line. Oh, Mark can't be taken. Plenty of numbers in the goal squares. That's gone through. It has. It is.
Well, they won't give up here, Tars.
So goal goes to Cody Zeus.
That's his second for the day. So there's still plenty of opportunity. They just need to well, they've got to kick 3 goals, Will, and there's plenty of time left. There's probably 8 to 10 minutes to go. So the opportunity is there. They've just got to be a little bit more. They've got to be cleaner. The Waratahs. I mean, the free kick that they gave away, and then the opportunity. The Tiwi are giving, the opportunities that Tiwi are taking, which is blowing them out of the water, and then they come up with something like that where they bang the ball forward.
Comes out 17 minutes. I think that ratio is just about coming into play here. They need 3 goals for victory. Just toe poked forward, and then check siding it high. Purun Tatameri comes off hand. Steele offers a Shepherd. Handball comes out. Waratah's going to run away with it here. They push it out wide, looking for Silver. He goes inboard to Turnbull. Found some space.
He's going to get it back here, I think, Silver.
Oh, not a good kick from Turnbull. He needed to hit a target there, and instead it goes over the boundary line, just too far ahead of Zeus.
That's a horrible kick, isn't it?
And Samu has been on the ground. He's just coming off now, though. Wouldn't have had a lot of minutes at all. I'd like to see if he's perhaps injured. They're just wanting to ease him back into it, but from what I understand, a new recruit to the club.
Stoppage just outside of 50.
Babui, he'll pick it up, trying to roll through. Handball comes out wide. Back to Babui. Mark taken by Marnie. Carlin now looking for Stevens. He'll turn around, give a handball out wide to Turnbull. Oh, needed. They just haven't been slick with their handballs. Turnbull finds some space, puts it over to the fat side, but again, he's missed a target. In fact, he hasn't really gone for a target. Tars have 2 to work with. They need to win this contest here, and that is very well done from Mackenzie. Now pushes it onto the wing. Again, it's a 1-on-4. And the one has just managed to get away with it. Tiwi just too classy in the end and look forward to sending out. There's plenty of black jumpers. Lukoviak takes the mark. He can go out wide. Instead, he'll go to his, I think his brother Mahale. They'll do about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lukoviak from 50. Run down. Umpire calls play on. Don't know how he got rid of it. Umpire doesn't mind though. A snap will go to the top of the square. Mankara can't take the mark and it spills out over the boundary line. As I think we might have just seen a slight strike of lightning way off in the distance. But if you're hanging around to watch the later games, you might be in for a wet evening.
We might be in for some lightning decisions as well.
So ball comes off hands. Or tackled without it. Umpire lets it go. And now goes out wide. Waratah.
Well, they come back down the centre and it's all Tiwi.
Turnover territory, and that's what it's produced. Here comes Darley, kicks it. It was hit as he kicked it, and he turns it over. And a little rumble there as well. So it looks like it's going to be heading over the harbour, but the proximity means it might impact games here.
Good work. They need to be quick here. Waratahs. 50.
Oh,
50.
This could be important.
This certainly will be important. Now, he's just standing on, he's gone all the way to the goal line. We're at the 20-minute mark. This is going to bring this back to...
Turnbull needs to be quicker. Just go back and kick it.
13 points.
Puts it through and reduces the margin. They're still within... They need 3 goals, you'd think, or 4 scoring shots if they're to do it the hard way. As you're watching AFL&T's coverage of the TIO NTFL 2025-26 Premiership season. Round 2 action, Tiwi Bombers versus Waratah. And Waratah making a late play to try and make something from this game. 10-16, you can see that scoreline there. They should be in front. They should have more goals. But their kicking earlier is going to cost them dearly, you would think.
Well, we spoke about this very early in the day when we said, you know, if it's a 1-goal game and they were missing like the 16 behinds that they've kicked, on top of the 3 or 4 that they haven't even scored, that they've had a shot at, it's going to come back to haunt them. And those are the things that, you know, you can't really lament on, but you can mention as a whole to go, boys, you know, we need to be better than this. And because this is the reason why is you get to anything less than a goal, anything that you've missed comes into play.
Half time, the score was 3 goals 10 to 7 goals 6. 3 goals 10 they had. And I was saying then it easily could have been 10 goals 3. Since then they've kicked 7-6. So squared it up a little bit, but those early ones are going to hurt. Kieran Noah, he gets around one opponent and just kicks it out. Thompson all by himself. How did he get there? He'll take 1 bounce, cross the paint, a 2nd bounce, plenty of space, opens it up on the snap, through for a goal, and you think that has got to be the game signed, sealed and delivered.
Well, I mean, it was... The free kick was paid. Waratah's obviously getting to the stage where they can see where the score is and what the time clock is, and they start to get a little bit panicky. They try to affect the tackle. It wasn't correct. The free kick came. They weren't quick enough on manning up because he virtually had 2 shots at getting that ball, having that kick go out to Kiranua, who was standing out there by himself, virtually getting a bit of sun, and he was able to waltz into an open goal. So Paddy Bowden will be quite happy at the moment. They've got that bit of a buffer there. They'll square the ledger at 1-1. Tars go in at 0-2.
Really, they could be 2-0. It was a disappointing effort last week against probably a better than expected Pint side, but today just lamenting the opportunities they missed. Lockyer gets it down to Lukoviak and then out from Lukoviak to Babui. Inside 50 they've gone. Looks like there's a little bit of a tussle. No need for that so late in the game. Oh, Barty's just almost thrown a fist into him, and then they've just pushed him to ground again. Waratah will keep going, though. Play resumes. Carlin gets it forward through. Nash gets a handball to Shadforth. He'll try and get around Hams, who's... Oh, age hasn't robbed him of any experience there. Great tackle. Giving away a free kick potentially. No, and rightly so, earns himself a free. That was a brilliant tackle. Didn't hesitate, just took the man on. Won the ball.
This game probably good timing that it's going to come to an end shortly, because tempers are starting to get a little bit frayed here by the boys in white.
Down the line they go. And ball will spill over the boundary line. It will be a free kick going Waratah's way.
So we're going to square up that one, I think. You don't want to go mucking your season up early.
Barty goes down the line. Wrapped up. Getting towards the 25-minute mark. Could only be a couple of minutes left, if that. Maybe even down to the seconds now. Umpire will call for a ball up. High forward flank for Waratah.
The most point of showing exertion when the game's over. You should have been showing this exertion early in the game, you know, to try and get them off. Tiwi off what they were doing early, rather than pushing these guys around late when the game's all over.
So mark taken from Kenner, 55 from goal. He'll roll around, try and make something of this. That's a good kick, although not really to advantage of Magro. Maybe didn't have the tall timber, given he was the tall timber. Instead, running around, Marnie kicks it on the siren through for a behind, and it's the Bombers who square the ledger. 1 win, 1 loss for the season. Waratah still looking for their first 4 points for the season.
Well, this is how it looked early in the game when Tars were having issues trying to kick goals. They were eyes up at the top of the goalpost and they kept spraying them. And as we spoke about earlier, the 3-goal-10 scorecard at half-time is turned into a 10-goal-17 scorecard. So they managed to kick 7-7 in the second half, which was a lot better, obviously, than their first. But the wasted opportunities within that first half of having so many inside 50s and so many shots on goal. Whereas Tiwi, doing what Tiwi done, it was all about scoring, and they were good at it, and they were good at it early. The standouts of the day, obviously the return to Darwin footy by Jaden Magro. He's finished with 5 goals, and pretty much was one of the standout players for Waratah. But the big player in the Tiwi program was the Munkara brothers and Chip and Woody with 7 goals between them. So, which was really the difference, is that they were able to score and score well. So, at the end of the day, though, the difference being
16 points. You had a Tiwi victory in the end by. So,
which was pretty much well deserved by Tiwi, because, I mean, they were better at it at doing what they wanted to do with the footy. Their efficiency rate was a lot better. Waratah's turned the ball over a lot, and their inability to score has probably cost them the game. Best players, Will?
I think you've covered most of them there, but I will give... I think I really like the work of Anzac Lakoviak in the middle. He was really good. Sam Daly, probably not as lively as he usually is, but I also like the glimmers that we saw from Cam McKenzie on half-back as well. For Waratah, I think Cody Zeus definitely has potential. Hard to write off Jaden Magro with 5 goals. And Joel Stevens, again, probably needs a little bit of polishing, but I think probably the most enthusiastic, and a little bit of Cody Leggett about him if you've been watching Wanderers games. Just the heart and soul of today's performance going to Joel Stevens.
Yeah, good inside effort from him. You've been watching AFL NT's coverage of TIO NTFL Men's Premier League Round 2 clash between Tiwi and Waratah. It was the Tiwi Bombers victors by 16 points. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all again next week.